Deep down, there is only one question you need to answer if you want to be a writer. This question determines everything from your commitment when the going gets tough, writing for joy rather than how others might see it, and holding on to your vision once you attain success. To get to this question, I first need to take you through the thought experiment that brought me this realization. Imagine you're an actor. You're the best in the business. You've worked damn hard for years, learned all the lines for this play, tested all the different ways of performing it. You are ready. Except the experiment is, you don't know if the audience will come. Every night you have to show up to the theatre and find out. You're standing there with your feet on the boards, waiting for the curtain to open, the lights to come up and reveal either a packed house or rows on rows of empty seats. The question is, will you show up given that uncertainty? Will you deliver the same performance time after time with the same life in front of a packed house or a silent theatre? Every night you will have to stand up on stage and deliver your performance like it's the first time. You will be there for 2 hours. It's hot under the lights, your focus is intense, and it all depends on you. Could you let go of any disappointment and own the stage, even if it's just you in the whole place? Would you give that play its full justice for no one and nothing else but itself? When the theatre is empty, you may assume there is no audience, except there is. This brings us to that ultimate question. Will I show up for an audience of one? This is the foundation on which you build everything else. You are the most important person in the audience. When you're learning the trade and making mistakes, when you loved the piece but it still didn't get published, when you researched what the audience wants and worked on all your writing exercises and it still didn't succeed, this is what you rely on. You are showing up for an audience of one. You will give the same performance as for a sold-out crowd. Let's change it up. Imagine you get wildly successful. You no longer deign to show up at the small theatres. There are lots of roles for lots of money. You are saturated in praise and overly sensitive to the slightest criticism. You have to ask yourself that same original question. Would my audience of one be proud of this? Am I drawing on the original shoots of joy that brought me to writing in the first place? If you wanted a single question that can serve as your North Star for as long as you write, here it is. You can have it. To finish up, I thought I'd share how I came up with this thought experiment. Just before moving to Buenos Aires at the end of January, I thought it'd be good to go to the theatre in the West End one final time, and I was there at the end of the show. Everyone was filtering out, the stewards were cleaning up, and the whole theatre was going quiet and still. And it was a big contrast to all the lights and noise of the performance. And I always love those buildings. I think they're some of the most beautiful in the city, especially when they're quiet. That was the original seed of the idea. And then it came to me fully formed when I was on the bus a few weeks ago. This is an example of what the channel is all about, looking at how writing and life can enhance each other. So if you fancy more of that, you can subscribe. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, if you have your own thoughts in the comments, and I will see you next week.